just took a 10 kg backpack with all the important belongings, things, stuff, and I just took off. No one has ever done in Pakistan. They didn't believe me that I can do this, I can pull this off. People were betting on me that I will be, abducted, I will be kidnapped, I will be robbed.
You are an ultra runner, a running legend in Pakistan. First Pakistani to have ran across the country.
I also write it down that I want to be an Olympian. I want to be a gold medalist. First, my goal was to run a full marathon, 42.2 kilometers. There were some sponsors, but they ditched me at the last moment. I was dependent on them and they were planning for me, and then they ditched me. And then on, I guess, 2nd or 3rd December, I just took off.
So you're saying that running is your passion, and because it's your passion, you lose the
sense of
time.
I want to go beyond borders. I want to run across entire world. That is the big goal. That is the ultimate goal. If you have big goals, then just write it down and don't worry about the resources. The resources will get to you. Just write it down and break it into smaller segments. And just try to achieve it every single day and make sure you enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, then the goal will become difficult. And don't overdrain yourself into it. If you want to rest, take a day off or two and just continue on your dream.
So thank you so much for joining us, Bilal, known as Mr. Happy.
Mr. Happy, yes.
Very, 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 very excited to jump into the conversation with you. So you are an ultra runner, a running legend in Pakistan. First Pakistani to have ran across the country throughout all provinces, all major cities.
All major cities, yeah.
And you have done it with very little help.
Yeah.
Just the determination that you were going to do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you successfully did it, right? So I'm very excited to have you here today, and I would love for you to walk us through how it all started. If you want to bring us back as far back as, the beginning of your life and the passion that you actually developed for running, and how did you actually go into it? Yeah, I'm excited to learn about that.
Actually, the year was 2002. I started running in an American football rugby game. It used to take place in my next street, and I always used to run. And I was a very fast runner. So I had no stamina during those days, but I had great speed. So from that moment, I decided to run as long as I can. First, my goal was to run a full marathon, 42.2 kilometers. Those days, I cannot even think of running beyond 1 kilometer. Mm-hmm. My longest run was just 1 kilometer. So those days, I write it down in my diary that I need to do 42.2 kilometer. The year was 2002. So every day I used to go for running, sprinting type of workouts, things like that. And then finally, it took me many years to accomplish this goal. The first marathon I ran was in 2018, 42.2 kilometers. So whatever I write in my diary, I make it happen.
Wow. And when did that habit come about, writing in your diary?
Since I guess 2002, when I was in 9th and 10th class. So I used to make goals. During those days, I also write it down that I want to be an Olympian. I want to be a gold medalist. So now currently I'm chasing that goal.
So you are telling us that you're going to bring gold for Pakistan in running?
Inshallah, I will. Definitely.
And
every day I'm working on it since that day.
Since that day, you have been working, and in the process, you managed to just run across the country.
Yeah.
So, you mentioned that you were 9th and 10th grade. So what was it like growing up? Like how big was your family? Do you have any siblings? You are from Karachi, or did you come to Karachi? How did that all work out?
I was born in Medina, Saudi Arabia. Okay. My early education was in Medina city, and then we moved to Karachi in grade 8th, class 8. And then I did matriculation from Metropolitan Academy. And then I did intermediate from DHA College. And during those college days, I ran 100 meter and I won that race.
I see.
I came second in that race and I won a cup, winning cup.
Wow.
I have six siblings, including me. I have one elder sister and three small younger sisters and one younger brother.
Uh-huh. So you're number two in the family.
Yeah, I'm number two in my family. My
Okay.
father and mother always wanted me to do engineering. So I joined engineering college, Sir Syed University. From there, I did civil engineering. And my father is also a civil engineer.
I
So
see.
I also had interest in civil engineering. So after my bachelor's in civil engineering, I did master's in environmental engineering from NED University with first position.
Wow. So you're not just a runner, you're good at academia as well.
Academia, yeah, also.
Okay. So what do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy running or did you enjoy the engineering side of things?
I guess I do enjoy running more.
You enjoy running
Yeah,
more.
that is my passion.
That's your passion.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Because in whenever you are doing something passionately, you forget the sense of time. You don't know how many hours, how many minutes have passed. You are just enjoying that moment.
Do you think many people can relate to what you just shared? Because we live in a country where if you have to go to the end of the street, especially in Pakistan, if you have to go to the end of the street, you're using a motorbike, you know.
Yeah.
So, do you think
Passion
many
can be anything. Like I met a youngster man in interior Sindh. He was practicing CSS. He was trying to prepare for CSS examination. He told me that he prepares for it 12 straight hours. I mean, that is passion. That is hard work. That is determination. You're losing the sense of time. You
Hmm.
cannot feel the parameter of time dimension.
Hmm. So you're saying that running is your passion, and
Running.
because it's your passion, you lose the
Sense of time.
sense of time, you know.
Yeah.
And how important do you think it is for one to find their passion? And how do you find your passion?
Well, it's a very good question. I started running in fast bowling. I used to run, and my run up was very good. I used to run fast, and then we started playing rugby, American football, things like that. And then I was the fastest guy in the field.
Uh-huh.
So from there, I started my passion. I saw my passion, and I used to enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. So my question then is, right, in a country like Pakistan where everything is cricket
Yeah,
and you are a fast-paced bowler, so were you good at bowling?
yeah, I was good at bowling, but it was never my passion.
Uh-huh. So you were good at bowling, but you didn't pursue like everybody else, you know,
Yeah.
that if you have if you can have a fast run up and then if you can throw a ball at this speed as well. But it wasn't your passion, so you pursued running.
Yeah.
Okay. And how do you find it here, considering that not, or is there a big community of runners in Pakistan?
Yeah, there is a community of runners in Pakistan. There are many talented runners in Pakistan, but the support is very less. And I guess it is overshadowed by the cricket audience, cricket passion,
Uh-huh.
cricket lovers.
Okay. And do you think it's going to ever change?
Yeah, I think it will change. I hope so. I wish.
You wish.
Yeah.
And would you like to promote the game
Of
of
course, I would love to promote running across
really?
Pakistan.
So apart from the passion, what are the other good things that you discovered after you started to professionally, or after you started to seriously do the sport and start running properly? What are the things you learned which you didn't know in your existence basically?
Well, you need to have discipline. Sometimes you are not motivated to do things. Sometimes you just don't want to, go for running. Sometimes it gets saturated. You're overshadowed by many different things. You don't want to go. You don't want to do running. And you need to have discipline.
Mm,
Consistency is the key. You need
mm,
to do every single day,
mhm,
in
mhm,
the morning and in the evening. You need to do every day, no matter what. If there is rain, if the things are favorable in your conditions, you need to do it every day, every single day. Instead of doing hard work for one single day for a week, you have to do 7 days a week, every day.
mhm. So you're saying that you learned the power of discipline from
Discipline and
running.
consistency.
Okay.
Doing small things, smaller, taking smaller steps every single day to
Hmm.
achieve your goals.
And do you think it's important to lead a successful life?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. And when you were in college, you mentioned that you got a first position in NED. What was it like? What did you have to do to make that happen?
Actually, I started enjoying studies for the first time in my life in NED University when I got first position. I used to enjoy. If you are doing hard work and if you are not enjoying, then success is very difficult to achieve. So if you are enjoying the process, then there is 100% chance that you are going to be successful. So there were many students used to come in my home, and I used to teach them. We used to play video games also together. So it was an enjoyable moment, and we used to study and we used to have fun. And then that's how I got first position in masters.
Uh-huh. So is your entire family, you mentioned you have six siblings,
Yeah.
your entire family
My
have,
elder sister is a doctor, MBBS doctor. My one younger sister is software engineer. Another sister is computer science engineer. And one sister is doing accounting from NED University. And another one is doing some computer courses.
okay. So it's a powerhouse that everybody, do you think the rest of your siblings have found their passion or they are on the journey to finding their passion?
I guess few of them have found their passion, and some of them are in the journey of finding their passion.
And are you close to one another?
Yeah, of course, we are a close family.
Yeah.
You know, in Saudi, we do not go to outside very much, so we have a very strong family. We used to mostly stay at home, and we enjoyed each other's company.
And has your family played a part into you achieving what you have achieved?
No, no, actually, they were so much against my running, against my playing, against any kind of sports.
Oh, I see. And how did you
Both
overcome
my
that?
mother and father, they were totally against it.
Really?
Yeah.
How are they about that now? How do they feel about it now?
Well, they tell me that you are not going to get anything out of running. You're not going to get any benefit from this country, so it is of no use.
Hmm.
They say that you are not going to get any money from running across Pakistan, and even if you win an Olympian medal, you won't get anything. I guess maybe they are right, but the problem is that I'm just doing my passion. I'm just following my goals. That's all.
Mm.
My
Sometimes.
driving force is passion,
Hmm.
enthusiasm. So
Mm.
that is why.
So you see, do you think it is important to have money in life?
Well,
Do
yeah,
you
I
think
guess
just
it is
passion is
important.
enough?
I guess money is important, but I am a weak person when it comes to earning money and things like that. I'm not a money person.
I
I
see.
am a passion person.
Passion person. How does it make you feel when you don't have the support from your parents?
Well, it's very much challenging. It is very much emotional and sensitive part of my life.
I can only
Yeah,
imagine. And despite all of that,
I still run every day.
you still run every day.
Yeah.
Do you think they
For
will?
many years.
Yes. So you are resilient.
Yeah,
You are resilient. You're
I'm
strong minded.
determined. Yeah.
Yeah, determination is next level. Do you wish that they understood or they could see what you see?
When they saw me on TV, on big TV channels, they were happy. They were so much happy. They told me that it was their prayers that this running came success. So, but when they don't see any success, any fame like that, something like that, so they feel, they don't want to support me.
Hmm. And what about your siblings?
Siblings are like 50-50. Some sisters support me, some sisters don't support me, and like that.
Okay. And what about your brother?
Well, brother is I guess he's neutral.
I see. So he's,
My elder sister, she's very much supportive in my running journey.
yeah,
My elder sister, I'm very much close to her. I guess she's my best friend
that's very
since
nice.
earlier stage.
And why do you think she is able to see it and the rest of the family isn't?
Well, I guess she was close to me since early ages. That is why.
So she understands you.
Yeah, she understands me.
That's nice. That's nice. How did your name, Mr. Happy, come about?
Well, actually, my wife named me Mr. Happy because I was running 5 kilometer, 10 kilometers. So I was always full of runner's high hormones. So that is why she named me Mr. Happy, that I am spreading happiness and I'm always happy. So that is why this name came.
That is so cute, I believe. So you are married as well.
Yeah.
And do you have any children?
Yeah, I have three children, three
Also, you have
boys.
three boys.
Yeah.
What ages are they?
The eldest one is 5 years old, then the next one is 4 years old, and the little one is 1 year old.
So do you think you get all the support that you need from your wife? By the sound of it, that she is supportive of your running because she named you Mr. Happy,
Yeah.
or I suppose she's happy with the fact that you have happy hormones all the time.
Well, at first, during the early stages of marriage, she supported me. But now she's also expecting, like, you need to get something from this running journey.
Hmm.
No,
It,
she's also like my parents.
I see.
At first, she supported me. She was the first person to give me the idea of running across provinces, across cities. She gave me that idea. Now she's
Tell me
like,
more. How did that conversation go?
actually, I used to run longer distances like 50 kilometer, 40 kilometer in Karachi city, running in circles, running in loops constantly. So it was getting boring for me.
Hmm.
Once things get boring for me, then achieving big goals gets difficult. So I need to make it enjoyable.
Hmm.
So my wife gave me idea of running from Karachi to Lahore, Karachi to Multan, like in a linear segment. So you get to see new things every day. You get to see new landscapes, new people. So everything will be new every time. So she gave me that idea. Then I followed her that idea, and then I ran from Karachi to Multan.
In one go from Karachi to
Yeah.
Multan.
No, in daylight I used to run, and in night time I used to rest.
Oh yeah, yeah. But it was like
Yeah, it was
you
like a
started in
linear segment.
a
Yeah.
linear segment.
Instead of going circular motion, loops in loops.
So how many days did it take you?
It took me 27 days from Karachi city, from my home in Karachi, to reach Kachaku. It is beyond Multan city, 1,000 kilometers.
Wow. So you ran 1,000 kilometers.
Yeah,
That
and
was
I enjoyed that journey.
you did.
Yeah.
So what are the key highlights from that run?
Well, you need to enjoy if you are doing something difficult, but if you are getting frustrated, annoyed, then you cannot achieve a big goal.
Hmm.
You need to be consistent. I used to run every day. Whenever I wake up, then I go for run, and then in the afternoon, and then in the evening, 3 runs in a single day. So that's the target was to do this goal in 30 days, but I managed to do it in 27 days.
So how did the planning go about? I'm very interested to know. So talk to me that your wife comes to you and say that, hey, enough of running in circles.
Yeah.
Now go running from one end to another. And you say, okay, I'm going to do it in 30 days. How did you set that target of 30 days?
Well,
So
I just wrote it down that I need to do 1,000 kilometers in a month's period in December
hmm,
2020.
hmm.
So then I didn't know from where I will go. At first, I wanted to go from Karachi to Gwadar, and then I also set parameters from Islamabad to Khunjerab, 1,000 kilometer. I didn't know from Karachi to Multan, because everyone was telling me that interior Sindh is very dangerous side. You are gonna get robbed, and there are safety concern and things like that. Even 24 hours before, I didn't know that I will be going from Karachi to Multan. There were some sponsors, but they dished me at the last moment. I was dependent on them, and they were planning for me, and then they dished me. And then on, I guess, 2nd or 3rd December, I just took off. I was getting frustrated, and I wanted to desperately achieve this goal. So I just took off. I goodbye my family, and then I told them I will be back. And I just took a 10 kg backpack with all the important belongings, things, stuff, and I just took off.
So you had the 10 kg
Yeah,
backpack
the
and
f- the
that's all you
first
had.
3 days were very heavy, very difficult. But then I got some support, and people supported me. Sindh police supported me. They took my bag, and then they gave me security and all the required thing. So the journey became easier.
So you are telling me that you had a group of people who said that, hey, Mr. Happy, Bilal, this is amazing. We're going to support you.
Yeah.
What kind of support did they come at?
Well, they told me that they are going to give me shoes and some support and accommodation, things like that. People will be around you. They will support you if you need any help, and we will support you. And that's all. And then they dished me
In the last
yeah,
minute.
in the
Why
last
do you
minute
think they did that?
because they were, I guess, they didn't believe me that I can do this, I can pull this off because no one has ever done in Pakistan.
Hmm.
It is very difficult goal, it is very difficult thing to do. I did homework. There were some 6 guys who started running from Karachi to Hyderabad, but only, I guess, one person, or maybe even he did not reach Hyderabad city. So no one has ever done it, and I did from Karachi to Multan city.
You know, what's coming to mind is as an entrepreneur, this is what you usually do. You believe in something, you're passionate about the problem, or if somebody has never done it and you think that it is very much needed thing to do because you know the importance of it, and you just take off.
I just took off. Yeah.
And then along the way, you hope and
Yeah.
you make
I can
sure.
do this. I will
Yes.
do it.
Yes. And then help comes. So you're
Yeah,
saying
help
that.
comes. Yeah, exactly.
So you got the help from Sindh police, you
Yeah,
got the help
simple.
from people
Yeah.
along the line. So when people said that it's not safe, were you not scared?
People were betting on me that I will be, abducted, I will be kidnapped, I will be robbed. And this is absolutely not possible in Pakistan.
So did you come across any health hazards or any safety issues?
Actually, a few first 3 days were very bad for me. I came to rest at night. I was very tired. I had a big day, so they didn't let me stay there. They were disturbing me. They were annoying me. They were frustrating me. They told me not to stay here. So these were some problems: accommodation, security concern. They were suspecting me of some bad guy. They were saying that I'm making them fool, that I'm running from here till Multan, and this is not possible. I'm making a joke, and I'm here for some other business, things like that.
Wow. So when you say first 3 days, so how much did you cover in first 3 days?
Actually, I started slow. In the first day, I guess I ran 20 kilometers. I stayed somewhere near Asif Square, and then on the next day, I ran 25 kilometers. It took me 5 days to reach Hyderabad city. So I started slow, but I finished strong. On the last day of my this running journey, I ran 70 kilometers. 70 kilometers. On the first day, I just ran only 20 kilometers, and on the last day, I ran 70 kilometers.
Do you know what I can't get my head around is that you didn't have the set locations to rest. You just took off,
Yeah.
and you just said
No
that
prior
no
planning.
prior
No prior
preparation.
planning. Anything like that. No homework.
No.
It was just passion.
Wow.
Raw passion.
And you just made it to Hyderabad. So
Yeah.
5 days you're in Hyderabad. Then what happens? What's the next stretch?
Well, when I reached Hyderabad, then many people from running community, many sponsors, and many individuals, they believed me that I can do this.
Because you've
This,
done
yeah,
till Hyderabad,
till
70.
Hyderabad, 160 kilometers, 100 miles, something like that. So they really believed me, and then supported. The support increased from people and from the social media fans and followers.
Uh-huh. So you were keeping people
Yeah, I
informed?
used to post every day on my social media what is happening, what is the current progress, how many kilometers I have run. Everything was posted online.
So you were keeping your audience who were
Yeah.
following you, informed that here I am. And then what was the next milestone then after Hyderabad?
Then after Hyderabad, things got easier, and there was support. Sindh police used to keep my bag, and I stayed at many places. I stayed at Vaderas. I stayed at different villages. I saw their life. It was amazing. Many youngsters joined my running journey for a few kilometers, and it was amazing. I loved it. I loved the hospitality of Sindh people, and the food was very tasty. I loved it. Saag and everything. I saw all the fields, all the farm fields. Everything was great. Everything was going as per my plan.
So Forrest Gump.
Yeah, a lot of people on Soul Brothers Pakistan called me Forrest Gump because that's what he did. I didn't know who is Forrest Gump, but afterwards I watched that movie.
After you had done it,
Yeah,
you watched
after
that
I
movie.
have done this journey.
And
Yeah.
what did you think when you were watching that movie?
I was like, this is totally me. Even the beard was like that, big beard.
So you grew the beard while you
Yeah,
were running?
yeah. I
That's
grew that beard because people advised me to, because I am going in remote areas, village areas, so they don't like clean shave. So I had to grow my beard.
yes. You are
But
Pakistani.
I didn't grow because of Forrest Gump. I didn't know Forrest Gump.
So you're Pakistani Mr. Forrest
Yeah.
Gump. Yeah, that's amazing. So you were saying from Hyderabad, where did you stop next? Or
I guess I used to stop in, I was running on N5 highway. So whatever petrol pump or any stay over or any village or any local community comes, I used to stay over there. Sometimes in masjid, sometime at police station, sometime in petrol pumps, sometimes at Vadera's place. So it was totally random.
wherever you are, you will find a
Yeah.
place and you will just rest
I
up.
used to run 20 kilometer, 40 kilometer, and then wherever I stop, I used to try to find a place of stay over there.
Okay. And then you're saying that day 27, you got to Multan.
Yeah, I no, on day 26, I reached Multan.
Okay.
There I stayed on my engineer classmate's home. They welcomed me with flowers and everything. It was a beautiful moment.
Yes.
And then on the last day, on day 27th, I ran from Multan to Kachaku. That is around 70 kilometers.
Additional 70 kilometers, and that was your full 1,000.
Yeah.
So, how was your health? Were you taking any additional nutrients, any supplements, vitamins, or it was just on the fly? You just pushed your boundaries. What did you do?
Actually, I'm very raw type of person. I believe in natural things. So I never took any ORS or any vitamins, multivitamin pills, nothing like that. Just only dates and dry fruits, maybe.
Mhm.
And just normal diet, whatever I get along the way from people.
That's amazing. That is so interesting.
Many runners don't believe me, but I have run 42 kilometers, 50 kilometers, 60 kilometers without a sip of water.
Are you a camel? Can you store can you store water in the body like camel?
Yeah, so I have run without any sip of water. So I'm that kind of person.
Wow, I think we should get you hooked up and see, what's that supernatural thing that you
But
have.
I don't recommend anyone else to do something like this because
Yes.
it is very dangerous,
It
not
is.
good for health.
Yes. So did you have any post-run implications, difficulties?
Not in this journey.
No.
Not in this. There were absolutely no pains. A bit of pain after my first 42 kilometer during 20th day, I guess. So that was a bit painful, but then I recovered from it, and then it was beautiful. There were no pains. I enjoyed the journey.
So Sindh wasn't dangerous at all. Nobody tried to mug you,
No, it was
abduct
beautiful.
you, nothing.
No, nothing
Because you
like
had the
that.
support.
Yeah.
Okay, and when you got back and you met your family members and you met your wife and you probably seen your children.
They were so happy. My family supported me. My family was so happy. My kids are very much attached to me, and they hugged me so tightly. They didn't want to let me go. So I loved it. I loved the experience. I loved the welcoming of my family, and I was so happy.
So your children are attached to you. What
Yeah.
you mean that you have a very close bond with them?
Yeah, they sleep with me. I did potty training of them. So I'm more of a mother like to them instead of a father.
I see. So
So whenever they cries, the most people in Desi cultures, when baby cries, they tell mama, mama. But when my children cry, they tell baba, baba, baba.
that is so cute and that is so beautiful.
They sleep on my arms, they sleep on my chest. So I'm this much attached to my kids. So leaving them for 1 month period was a very difficult moment for me and for them, for the kids.
And they were finally very happy to see
Yeah, they
you.
were so glad to see me.
So then, did you start your second patch of journey? How long before? So how long in between the second patch of your run?
11 months period. In
Okay.
2020 December, I went to Karachi to Multan, and then in October, yeah, end of October, I started my journey from Islamabad to Khunjerab top.
So that
It
is
was
China border.
China border, yeah, 676 kilometer. It was brutal. It was the hardest one. I didn't enjoy this one. Although the scenes were so good, the places were amazing, but I did not enjoy it
You did not enjoy
because it
this
was
one.
painful.
What was painful about this one?
The hills were tough and the conditions were very tough. The temperatures went below minus 25 degrees centigrade. There was ice, there was snowfall, and there was constant rainfall in muddy areas. And for even, I guess I remember I stayed wet for 3 continuous days, for 3 consecutive days.
My God. And did
Yeah.
you not get sick? As in, like, did you
Yeah, a bit of
fever?
sickness. Yeah, no, no, I didn't get any fever, but a bit of coughing and something like that.
And you still.
But there were so much pains in my leg, especially after that uphill was a murray uphill, and then there was downhill, so Bourbon downhill.
Hmm.
So that downhill part was very painful. The pains were very intense. There was absolutely no pains in 1,000 kilometer journey, but in this journey there were many pains.
And it was 600.
676 kilometers, but it
670.
was mostly uphill with
Uphill.
very tough conditions. The conditions were very tough.
So what did you do when you had pains?
Well, I used to run with willpower that I have to do this, I have to reach my family, I have to do this very quickly. It took me 34 days to do this journey.
So you used to have that conversation with yourself that you have to do it. You need to
Yeah,
finish
every
it.
day I used to tell me that I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this quickly, I have to reach my family, I need to do this.
My children are waiting
My
for me.
children are waiting for me. Yeah.
And I need to just do it
Yeah.
because I told people that I'm going to do it.
Yeah,
Like you have just told us that you're going to get the goal for Pakistan
yeah, inshallah.
running. So you're going to just make it happen. Yeah.
In that journey, I was just, going with discipline,
Hmm.
determination, willpower.
Hmm. Hmm. And how can you
This
teach-
journey didn't get any fame, but it was very difficult. 1,000 kilometer journey got very much fame, and it was enjoyable, it was pleasurable, and it was great. It was easy for me.
So you see, you say it's a passion of yours to run,
Yeah.
right? If you didn't have the passion, you think you would have buckled? You would have just said,
I guess absolutely not.
you wouldn't be able to do it?
No.
You would have been like, just, I'm going back.
I would have given up,
Yeah.
even on the day or two.
And did you have the medical support when you had pains and stuff, or did you go
No,
see
I
anybody?
didn't even take a single pill or anything like that. I didn't have any medical support or anything like that.
And physio or anybody?
No.
Nothing. No massages.
Just
no
only
nothing.
me, myself, and I.
And did you have any routine to stretch or just naturally try to do something with your pains? Or
Well, when I used to have pains, then I used to run less. I used to decrease my running pace, running speed. So I used to do things like that. I used to elevate my feet whenever I am sleeping. I used to place a pillow under the bed so that my feet are elevated. So I used to do these things. No physio or anything like that. No pills, no painkillers. Totally natural person.
you know the reason I'm asking you these questions is you pitch live. We are venture builders, right? And often, and I'm sure people are wondering, that we have an ultra runner here on the guest chair. Often there is a saying in the startup world, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon.
It's a marathon, yeah.
Right? And I use that analogy or this phrase quite often with the aspiring founders or the founders that we work with. And you touched it so beautifully, right? That there will be times that, yes, you have passion, but things which are out of your control, the human limitation, is going to get to you.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly.
And at that time, you just gotta keep moving forward. It's okay to slow down.
It's okay to slow down.
It's
Yeah.
okay to revise that, okay, I was thinking I'm going to do
Yeah.
70 kilometers or 40 kilometers or 30 kilometers. I'm going to do 10.
Yeah.
I'm going to do 5.
You
but
will slow down.
you will slow down, but just keep going is
But you
very
need to have discipline.
discipline.
You need to have consistency.
Yes, you just need to show up every day.
Yeah.
Show up every day, and then you will see no one day is going to be the same, right? So so you just do this painful journey. You didn't enjoy it as much as you thought you were going to enjoy
Yeah.
it. You didn't get that much of a recognition as you
Yeah.
did for the first 1,000 kilometers. Then what motivated you to do the third patch of your journey?
Well, I wanted to run across entire Pakistan. That was my motivation. That was my goal. And I had already wrote it down on my diary. So that needs to be done. Whatever I have written, no matter what, no matter I get support or not, no matter I am motivated to do it. So that is why I did it. I still went for another third journey.
And when did that start? So how much of a gap there was from between your second and the third one?
Almost 11 months.
Okay.
Once again, I took off in the month of December and I started running from my home in Karachi to Quetta city. Balochistan is the most dangerous when it comes to safety and security. Every single official, senior person, security person told me not to take off in this journey because there are missing person and it is very much dangerous. People betted on me that I will go missing in this journey. I was very much afraid, not of running, but because of the security concerns. Balochistan is very dangerous province.
And did you experience anything like that?
Well, there were a bit of concerns, but I guess they didn't bother me. There were many people who were suspecting me of some spy and things like that. But I guess I got beyond those problems and managed to complete that mission.
Were people hospitable?
Yeah, the people were good.
Yeah.
The people were good. The people were fine. The resources were very less. The Balochistan, I guess it was the most depleted province in entire Pakistan. I guess I was facing a clean drinking water problem many times in this journey.
That is sad, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I got diarrhea due to that. The drinking water position in other provinces was very good. The water was very fresh and it was healthy. But in Balochistan, there was no clean drinking water. And even in -6 degrees centigrade, there were no blankets. Could you just imagine that?
And
And
people were living there.
People were living in that conditions.
That is heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And how can we help that situation?
There were very less type of available foods in Balochistan province. So I really felt for those people and for that province. I want, as an environmental engineer master's person, I wanted to do something for them, especially for clean drinking water and things like that.
So what did you want to do specifically?
Clean drinking water, to give them clean drinking water.
And is there any tangible plan that you thought of as a
Yeah,
solution?
I did some homework, but again, there was no support. So I
Resources.
stopped. There were some politics and some power politics, things like that. So Vadera system and Sardar system, things like that. So I just back off from that thing.
And I remember, briefly before the episode we were talking about, there was one scenario where somebody was knocking on the door. What was that?
Yeah, I guess somewhere near in Pasukons, I stayed there and it was a very cold night. I guess -8 degrees centigrade temperature, and the area was totally remote, and I was not getting a place to stay. There were no persons over there. One person I got there, so he told me that he will arrange a place for me. Then he took me somewhere, and then there was this one chowkidar housekeeper. So he told me no one lives here beyond 10-kilometer radius. So if anyone comes, do not open. And no one will come. He assured me that no one will come. But if anyone comes, then do not open the door. So I was laying over there. I slept there, and the ferocious winds were hitting the wall and it felt like horror movie. I was sleeping deeply, and then suddenly in the middle of the night at 3 p.m. someone was knocking at the door. And I was like, oh my god, there is some serial killer, he is going to get my life. I was so terrified. Oh my god, I was petrified. And then I remembered that the housekeeper told me not to open the door, so I just kept lying on the bed and I did not.
You didn't open the door?
Yeah, I did not open the door.
And they just went?
And they just went, yeah.
And
After
where was
big,
that?
big knocks. And in the morning, the housekeeper told me that there was some family who came and they wanted to stay there. So that is why they were knocking. So just imagine that for 10 kilometers, there was absolutely no one. And only I could hear cold wind, cold, ferocious wind. And in the middle of the night at 3 p.m.
somebody starts banging the door.
Yeah.
You literally
It was.
pee your pants,
I was
right?
I was petrified.
Oh, wow. So you survived that heart
Yeah.
attack, yeah? And there was no safety concerns in your second journey. Nothing happened. Anything exciting? Anything?
Yeah, there were a bit of safety concerns, like in KPK.
Mm.
Some people warned me, and there were some people after me. They don't want me to continue on this journey. They threatened me not to continue this journey. They threatened me that they will take me to some unknown places and they will do some bad things and things like that. They checked everything, my mobile phone, my video cameras, and everything. And when they got nothing, they threatened me that you have to stop this journey. So,
Oh, wow.
somewhere near Dasu,
I see.
KPK Dasu.
But you just kept going.
But I'm a stubborn person. Although I was terrified,
Yes.
but I still
Yes.
went for it. I still continued.
So you went.
I just informed my family, my fans, and followers that I am continuing this journey even after happening this dangerous thing.
Wow. It takes a lot of courage,
Yeah.
a lot of determination, a lot of brain power, mind power, right?
Mind, willpower.
Willpower, yeah. That's amazing. So, you mentioned that I think it's very systematic. You set a goal, you achieve it, you have a big, audacious goal, you break it down into nice,
Smaller segments.
and you just make it happen.
Yeah.
So, those 11 months in between each runs, what was your routine like?
Well, after completion of a running journey, I used to rest. I used to give rest to my body, to my mind, and everything. And then again, after a couple of few months, I started preparing for the journey, for the upcoming journey. I do my homework, and if there are hills, I remember for this Khunjarab Pass journey, I used to run on hills. I used to explore new hills in Karachi city, and then I used to run over those hills to replicate those same conditions.
So there was some prep.
Yeah,
gone
of
into.
course, we have to do homework.
Yes, that's wonderful. And Mr. Happy,
And on the third running journey, Balochistan, I didn't do any preparation because I had enough running mileage and I know the experience, so I didn't do any
what to
preparation.
expect.
Yeah.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, I would love to do it again, but not in Pakistan country. I want to go beyond borders. I want to run across entire world. That is the big goal. That is the ultimate goal. Now, after Olympic goal,
And
with
how
my family, with my kids, I don't want to leave them for
long periods?
long periods of time. Yeah,
So running across the world,
running across the world.
how is that going to look like?
That would be amazing. That would be big. That would be intense.
Yeah. And considering that you did it by yourself without family, do you think having family would slow you down?
Yeah, that will be the biggest challenge for me.
But
The
I'm
family can slow me down, but I don't have to get them in my way
Yes.
when
yes.
they are with me.
Yeah, they can be just left at one position and then you can
Yeah.
just make the run. So what do you think is the biggest challenge between you and your second goal, which is to get the Olympics, which is to get in
The
there?
biggest challenge here for getting me into Olympic is to increase my running speed.
Okay.
Running across Pakistan, there was no focus on speed. The focus was entirely on the distance, covering distance. Now this covering distance became an easy thing for me. So I
Mm.
need to get out of the comfort zone. If I want to grow, I need to get out of the comfort zone. So I changed my comfort zone. So now I am focusing on speed. I have become so much better in the past couple of years. I'm focusing on speed and I'm working hard every day on this goal, on this big goal, Olympic goal.
So, how many meters are we looking at in Olympics?
My running coach has advised me for a 400-meter. I'm focusing on sprinting events and middle distance
I
running,
see.
track running. I'm back to track running.
Okay.
Now I am enjoying this track running.
So, what is your typical day look? What is your typical day like? Looks like?
Well, I wake up in the morning and then I just prepare myself and then go out for running, sometimes in park, sometimes in track, sometimes at nearby hills. And then I come home and then I do my breakfast and then my children wakes up and then I look after them. I spend time with them. Sometimes I get a power nap, sometimes I don't. And then I start preparing again and then I go to track, NCC track. Every day I work out there with my coach and with my fellow athletes. And then sometimes I go to swimming pool or maybe to gym and then I comes back home. I spend time with my family and then sometimes if there is a fighting class, then I go to my fighting class with my kids and then come back home, do my dinner and then sleep.
Talk to me more about this fighting class.
Yeah, actually, my friends started this fighting class, so I'm enjoying it with my kids. I'm very much, kind of a soft person, and I don't like all these fights and aggressiveness. So I'm enjoying this experience.
So, what fighting is it? Is it boxing? Is it
This
MMA?
is MMA, mixed martial arts.
Aha, interesting. And you swim as well.
Yeah, I swim as well. I cycle also, and I do gym.
So
But
you
my
stay healthy.
first primary passion is running, sprinting.
Hmm. And how many shoes did you go through while you were running?
In 1,000 kilometers, I had one pair of shoes. In that 676-kilometer Khundarabad China border journey, I had one pair of shoes. And even in Balochistan journey, I had only one pair of shoes
So you ran 1,000 kilometers
with only one pair
with
of
only
shoes.
one pair of
Yeah.
shoes. My God. So you are
And I had
resourceful as
old
well.
shoes. I was starting my journey with an old shoe, but a friend of mine, of someone, individual person, they gifted me a new pair of shoes.
So you use that.
Yeah, I used that. I was lucky to have that pair of shoes.
And is it costly to train? Because by the sounds of it, how do you maintain your household? How does that work for you?
Well, that is a very tough question. Actually, my family supports me.
Okay.
They support me.
Okay.
Individuals from my family, they support me.
So do you wish that there was more support available for people like you who want to
Of
pursue the
course, I
passion to
tried so
represent?
much to get a sponsorship, to get a stipend from this big organization. I worked hard on it, but I totally failed.
Do you think it'll ever change?
I wish, I hope.
What is it that we need to do to make sure that running as a sport has that support available in
Well,
our
they need
country?
to cut some finances from cricket and they need to shift this finances to running and other sports. They have big money on cricket and they need to cut some spending on cricket and they need to spend some.
And how do you promote this sport? I'm wondering now. You said that there is a community in Pakistan, in Karachi as well, right? For running. So there are
There
clubs
are
and
runners. The
society.
community is growing.
It's
The
growing.
community is growing. I remember when I ran 42 kilometers, there were only five guys. Now we have dozens of people running 42 kilometers.
Really?
Yeah. The community is growing definitely.
So do you think that once the community is wide enough and a lot more people are doing it and taking it or considering it as a sport, that's when the funding will come?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your fastest marathon time?
I don't remember much, but I guess it is around 4 hour 12 minutes. 4 hour 12 minutes.
So you ran marathon in 4 hours. and 12
I
minutes?
did these journey because I wanted to be a marathoner in Olympics, but my times didn't improve, so I changed my
Goal.
goal. Yeah, I want now. I am into sprinting.
So how much time do you need for Olympics for your marathon?
For marathon in Olympics, you need to run below 2:30, 2 hour 30 minutes,
That is
something like that.
fast.
Yeah,
That is fast.
yeah,
It's challenging, isn't
yeah.
it?
It's challenging.
Okay. So now to prepare for next year, I mean next Olympics, what is the game plan?
I need to do every single day. I need to improve my body weight. I need to improve my muscles. I need to improve my time, and that's how I will get into Olympics. I need to have you know, a good coach, different coach for nutrition, different coach for gym, different coach for sprinting, different coach for mind health, things like that.
Hmm.
And I'm not a believer in resources, but I'm rather a believer in, self discipline, your inner power, your law of attraction, things like that.
Hmm. No, that's wonderful. How much do you think you would need to invest in the pursuit of this dream?
Well, after joining this evening club with my NCC track friends, I found that you need to have protein, you need to have creatinine, and you need to drink ORS, things like that. And these fancy stuff things will improve your time. So
Do you
I'm
believe
learning
that?
from, yeah, kind of, somehow.
Hmm. So how much are we talking about per month that you're going to need to prepare for the Olympics?
Per month, I guess 150,000 Pakistani rupees a month. Maybe that will help me.
Just focus on
Just a rough estimate, yeah.
just a rough estimate. That's nothing in comparison to if you were to think about other developed countries, emerged
Yeah.
markets, and athletes. And you ran
At the
in.
present moment, I am currently looking for my running shoes. Running is my basic necessities for runner sprinters. My coach gifted me running shoes almost an year ago. Now those shoes are totally torn off.
Mm,
Spikes are also gone because of excessive running, excessive sprinting. So I am looking for these things at the moment.
that's amazing, Mr. Happy. Your story is very inspiring, and thank you so much for being candid with us. You are very just honest. You just speak your mind, and you just say
Yeah.
it the way you see it. Do you think it's important to be honest?
Of course, it is very much important. I remember I did lecturership in Indus University. So over there, I was, failing many students. So they told me to pass, and I did not pass because for me, honesty and anti-corruption thing is very much important segment of my life. So I had to leave that job because of my honesty and anti-corruption narratives, things like that. You need to stay honest.
It's gonna be tough for you then,
Yeah,
especially with the way things usually go in the world.
yeah, exactly.
But you don't mind that?
Well, it bothers me, but I cannot control it.
Yes. So you put your focus on what you can control, which
Yeah,
is your mind, what you can do, and you just want to do the great work,
yeah,
and you just want
exactly.
to keep moving forward. You Pitch Live are considering to add value to your journey, and we are going to support you into making this dream of yours bring gold for Pakistan. So I think this is something we are considering. But if anyone else listening to the show wants to support your journey, we invite them as well. So you've been very candid. Before we end this beautiful conversation, any message for people who are looking to start their own entrepreneurial journey? Anything that you would like to share with them, or anyone who wants to pursue their passion? As a matter of fact.
Well, I would love to say that if you have big goals, then just write it down in your copy, in your diary. And don't worry about the resources. The resources will get to you. Just write it down and break it into smaller segments. and just try to achieve it every single day and make sure you enjoy it. If you're not enjoying it, then the goal will become difficult. And don't overdrain yourself into it. If you want to rest, take a day off or two and just continue on your dream. And consistency is the key. Remember to be consistent, working each and every day and making sure that you enjoy that process, and for sure you will achieve that goal.
Such a wise piece of advice. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we wish you all the luck, and we'll be following your journey.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank you
Mr.
so
Happy.
much.
Thank you, Bilal.